Okay, good evening, everybody. Before I invite our guest for tonight, Samuel Jidas, I'd just like to say a short story. When I was in school, maybe Form 3 or Form 4, all the Tamil language societies in Klang had once a year they have a carnival or a competition where all the schools will get together and then they will hold a competition. And that year, the competition was in high school. It was during school holidays. So I'm from another school. So when I was walking along the corridor, in one of the classrooms, I heard the most beautiful music coming from one of the classrooms and went to see what it was. And in there, I saw a young boy seated on a table with a sitar. First time I'm listening sitar live. And all the other students were standing around him and were making requests for songs and such things. And he was happily playing whatever tune they asked, all the popular movie songs and all he was playing. And that boy grew up to be a world famous guitarist, Samuel Jidas. I'd like to invite Sam to be with us tonight. Sam, welcome.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Okay, Sam, now everybody knows you. You're world famous. Everybody in Malaysia, they know about you. And people are under the impression that you came from a well-to-do family, born with a silver spoon. How were your early days? And how did you start on sitar?
Okay, my father started me off with the sitar when I was 5 years old. But then he was not teaching me seriously. He just let me meddle with the sitar. So when I was 7 years, I used to get a lot of beatings. I used to cry and can you see? So he won't let me go. Immediately after school, I must sit in front of him. He was suffering from cancer. At one part of time, he became like very agitated, very agitated. Like for instance, let me tell you one instance. When I was learning from him, he was teaching, and he became very impatient. Why you can't get that particular lesson? Why you can't be? And he kept on beating me. I know my knuckles used to be bruised and it used to swell. So what he did was, I couldn't stand the pain. I just threw the sitar on him and I started walking off. And he was bedridden because one leg was amputated. Yeah, he was with the other leg. Then he is a person who loves tea. So he used to drink tea in a silver jug like this. And it was a big silver mug, not jug, mug. He threw the mug at me and then it just flew past me. And then he told me, look, I'm going to die. If you don't listen to what I say, I will take you along. So that is the time I thought, okay, man, this man really means business, and then started learning from him. Actually, I was not interested in music at all, I mean, I liked the glamorous part of the music life, being a musician, because I used to accompany my father to RTM and all the other shows. I was never interested in music, but the love for the music started after the demise of my father.
Sam, how was it? How did you feel? You when you were schooling, you also had to work and also support yourself. How was that? Can you please tell us?
I have to tell you something which I've not told anybody. I mean, to date, not even in any newspaper interviews or radio interviews I've told, because a lot of people think that I came from a very well-to-do family, but that is not the truth. Actually, I came from a broken family because both my father and mother, both of them were separated. And after my father passed away, things were not really going well for me because I was staying with my stepmother. And then I ran away from the house at the age of 12. I ran away to my biological mother. And when she was staying with my granny in Klang. And at that time, my mother was looking after my brother and sister, and she could not not really afford for my studies also. And then I told my mother, never mind, it's okay, no need to worry. By the time I was already like 13, and I said I will work and support myself and study. So I started working in provision shops, petrol stations, started earning, because if I'm not mistaken, that time I used to go for afternoon school. So morning from 6 till 12, I'll go and wash, work in petrol stations or provision shop. Then immediately I will come back, I will rush, then I will go back, go to school. Then later I will come back and do my homework, and then my sitar and everything. So life was like really like hell for me. Then I decided, working in petrol bunkers and provision shops or a makan shop was not really giving me a good remuneration. Then I started my own business. I started washing cars. In fact, my name should be Washington. Started washing cars, and I used to cycle many kilometers. I was staying in Klang, near Taman Gambira. From there, I used to cycle to Hokkien Association, which is, I think, easily about 8 kilometers.
Okay. Okay. Now, can you just tell us about your masters, your teachers?
Yeah, before that, I must say something. You see, when I ran back to Klang, and then while I was working and studying, I met this gentleman by the name of Hardial Kera, whom I very affectionately call him Uncle Hardial. In fact, he was my mentor of sort, and then he actually, I would say, he shaped my life during this time, because when I was in Klang, when I was about 15 years old, I started learning in Temple of Fine Arts. I joined Temple of Fine Arts, and I was learning from Mr. Maheshwaran Om, and this Uncle Hardial was interested in tabla, and both of us used to travel from Klang to KL. And sometimes I used to travel by bus carrying the sitar. So once what happened was, I hit the sitar on the seat, and the sitar broke. So this kind of things all happened. Then I was studying in the Temple of Fine Arts with Uncle Hadel. Then slowly started performing here and there. And he was there as my guide, I must say, and I must thank him. He really encouraged me in this music field, because a lot of them, when I decided to become a full-time musician, a lot of them discouraged me, saying that, you won't be able to earn well. What can you do with the sitar? I would say, in fact, I was one of the pioneers in musician who actually started sitar as career.
Okay. Then other than your father, who were your teachers, sitar teachers?
After learning from Mr. Maheshwaran for about 3 years, I went to Gyani Bachitar Singh. He was the temple priest in Chaukit Sikh temple. He's a very old man, so he used to like teach me, some composition. We call that bandish. So he used to teach me. Then after that, I had the chance to learn from one Mr. Rajkumar Sharma, who is a very good sitar, established sitar player from Delhi University. I learned from him a lot. I learned from him a lot. And then I also learned from Professor Haridev, who was a vocalist. That's when I actually started learning the vocal style, how to play the vocal style on the sitar. Then after learning from all, and every now and then I used to learn from a lot of visiting musicians from India. Because this is not like India, wherever you go you can learn something from somebody, but and you can't afford to confine yourself, like learning certain Gharana style, or whoever you can get to learn, you just learn. So I learned from a lot of musicians from India. And finally I went to Ustad Shahid Parvez for about 6 months. I was there with him, and it was more like an inspiration for me.
Okay, Sam. You were also good in Taekwondo, and you were also very interested in that. And you were
No,
thinking of pursuing that part of it. What made you change?
no, you see, I was interested in Taekwondo, yes, but I mean, I wouldn't want to take that up as career because what happened was once when I was sparring, I injured my hand right here and this side there was a hairline crack, and I couldn't join Taekwondo for about nearly 6 months. After that, my mother said, I mean, you want to become a musician, this and that. Why do you want to pursue this? If anything happens to your hands, you know, everything is gone.
Okay, while waiting for Sam, I'd just like to say something about Sam. You see, I think maybe 10, 15 years ago, Sam took part in an international competition of performing arts in Hollywood. And he did our nation proud. He and Prakash Kandasamy won something like 7 or 8 gold medals and world championship. And you must understand that artists from all over the world, from every nook and corner of the world, took part. And nobody thought unknown artists from Malaysia, Sam and Prakash, could win anything. So, nobody gave them a chance. Nobody knew about it. But as things turn out, both of them did our nation proud, and they won tremendous accolades for our country. So I'd like to invite Sam back. He's here again. And then Sam, hi Sam.
Yeah.
You heard about that?
Hi.
Hi. You about you winning the world championship. How
Uh-huh.
many world championships and how many gold medals did you and Prakash win?
I took part in 8 categories, and I won 7 gold medal and 1 silver, and then 7 world championship flags. Prakash took part in 4 categories, and he won 4 gold medal and 4 flags. And I think it is by luck we won.
No, it is humble for you to say it's luck. Okay, there is an incident, where you share to your friends. Tell us about the dream that you had before the grand finale. Yes, please tell us about the dream. Okay, in detail.
uh, yeah. You see, about our Malaysian contingency, there were 10 people, 10 of us, we went. And most of them, I mean, they were out on the first day, and then second day, third day. Only me and Prakash went until the last. So on the 9th day, then Prakash was out on the 9th day. I went for the 10th day. So what happened was myself and Prakash, we were staying in JW Marriott in Hollywood, and that night we were very happy that we went to the final. That time I had a dream. The dream was not. It was like so real, It is. I won't say it's a dream. I would say the night before the show, I had the dream. This lady told me, "Why are you so worried about your competition? You are definitely going to win." Um, and then the next day when I got up, I was getting ready to go for my final because I was scheduled to play at the Palladium. Then Prakash was sleeping. I woke him up. I said, "Hey, you know what? Today we are going to win a lot of gold medals and a lot of flags. Make sure you bring a big bag." He just looked at me and then he said, "There is a limit for confidence. Why are you so arrogant?" I said, "No, you don't understand. You can ask him when you see him." And then I said, "You don't understand. I had a dream, but I can't tell you what the dream was." And then he said, "Okay, okay, okay, I'll bring a big bag." And then he slept off. Then I left. And that night they were announcing the winners. First they announced the bronze medal. The moment they announced bronze medal, because myself and Prakash, both of us, we were expecting even if we win bronze, we are so happy, because we don't want to come back to Malaysia empty-handed. Then came silver medal. Gone. No way we are going to get gold medal. Then gold. They started announcing one after the other until you see altogether. As I was coming down, they were announcing, okay, next goal, Samuel J. Das, Prakash. Then we came down. As we were walking down, they are announcing until the announcer got a bit, I think, tired. She said, why don't we just put a chair here, let them collect all their gold medals? And so likewise, I would say we went to the stage to take our gold medals and silver medal about 8 times, and then the blacks another 8 times. So altogether about 14 times.
14 times you went up.
My maths. So that's how yeah. So not 14 times, I think 15, 16 times, because 8 medals plus 7 plaques. Yeah, about 14, 15 times. Anyway, then after that, we were like, I was pinching myself. Is this true? We really won. And then as we were trying to put all the plaques and the medal inside the bag was not enough. Then I looked up at Prakash. I said, I told you, right, to bring big bag. Why did you bring the small bag? Then he looked at me, and then he was like a bit surprised. Yeah, you told me, right? Oh yeah, what was the dream? I said, never mind, never mind. It's okay, we'll go to the hotel first. After that, I'll tell you what the dream was. So that's how it happened.
Sam, who's the lady that came up in your dream?
Okay, only later part I came to know that she was actually the Saint Anandamaima, the sage Anandamaima. And the best part is, I never knew her. I didn't know about Anandamaima at all.
So when you saw her, you didn't know who she was?
No, I didn't know. But she looked so radiant. She was not wearing any jewelry, nothing. She was just wearing white sari, and the blouse was until here, and white sari. And she was just laughing and laughing. When she saw me, I was like a comic, for her. She said, why are you so worried? Don't worry, the lions and the tigers, they are not going to eat you. They will never harm you. You don't worry. I am here. And only later on I came to know that her ashram was near the place where we were staying. Only when after we came back to Malaysia, only later we found out that her ashram was very near where we stayed in Hollywood.
Just to give a little background, maybe 5 or 6 years ago, Sam, what he did was he had a long time dream of having his very own art center where artists and people from the community can drop by, can appreciate arts, and can learn arts in a very easy-going, relaxed atmosphere. Because generally, we look at it when we talk about traditional arts, people have a very rigid view about it. So Sam's view was to have a very easygoing, simple, approachable method in learning these arts. And with that in mind, what he did was he started Swara Community Arts Center. He's the founder and also the president of Swara Community Arts Center. And at Swara Community Arts Center, of course, Sam teaches sitar, there's tabla classes, there's violin, Carnatic violin, guitar, Bharatanatyam, Odissi, yoga, Bollywood dance. So if you are interested, anyone is interested in learning, can contact Satya at the number given below. Before we go into the music part of it, I would like to ask you, what is the one philosophy of life that you live by? Can you share it with your friends?
Yeah. I always believe, I always say this even to my students and anyone: honor the art, and the art will honor you. Because for me, I don't know. I am not to say I'm religious or anything, but I always believe when you are sincere and honest into something, whatever you do, you can even be a doctor, lawyer, engineer, whatever it is. But since I am a musician, I'm talking for music. Honor whatever that you do, and definitely it will honor you back.